Hi everyone, this is a pick a card reading for your next 48 hours. So this is a timeless reading, so whenever you are watching this, this is essentially for the next 48 hours, and I'm going to share with you what I see for the next 48 hours for you and what messages are coming through from the spirit guides. So I hope you are doing well, and I really wanted to bring the outdoors indoors, and I had these flowers laying around and I just really wanted to use them and bring that in and tie it into the reading. So we've got this absolutely stunning green and white reading. I just realised this top card is actually upside down. Well, I think pretty much the whole deck sort of is. So let's just do it like that. That looks a little bit better. There we go. I just realised it was upside down. So yeah, that's what we have here. This is group 1, group 2, and group 3, so whichever group you feel most drawn to, that's going to be the reading for you. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy this reading. I hope it gives you a ton of clarity. Now if you feel like there's just too much going on here, don't worry, I am going to move a lot of these leaves and flowers and stems, so don't panic. When we do the reading, it's not going to be this chaotic, and we've got some beautiful crystals as well to really give some good energy as well. Now, if you'd like to win a free reading with me, do check out the description box below, since I do a giveaway every single month. If you would like to purchase a private paid reading, information will be down below as well. They're done within 24 to 48 hours. So you've got the free reading giveaways, private paid readings, and then also my intention items are on Etsy. So I make hand embroidered intention cards, bracelets, all kinds of different things. So do check out my Etsy store. It will be linked down below. I'm actually wearing a few of the bracelets here. So here they are. There's so many on there. I think we have over 100 varieties of bracelets, you know, evil eye, protection, love, new love, singles, strength, confidence, health and happiness, finance and wealth, to help and boost different areas of your life. So if you are interested, do check out those bracelets. Link will be in the description box below. And also the other thing as well is, do check out the reviews to see how other people have seen results with them, since that is a bit that I think also is just really wonderful and very, very beautiful as well. So that is what I am seeing. Sorry, there was a hair on there as well. Okay, so yeah, we're going to get started. Everything is down below, international shipping on my Etsy store, and yeah, let's begin and see what is coming through. So I'm going to start first of all with group number 1. I'm just going to move the other groups to the side, and we will get started straight away and see what is coming through. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the other groups to the side. Let's keep the crystal at the bottom here. I think we shall keep it like this. That looks nice. Okay, so group number 1, this is your next 48 hours that I'm seeing for you. I'm going to do a 12 card spread, and we're going to see what the next 48 hours is bringing for you and the things that I'm seeing come for you. This is a timeless reading, so just keep in mind whenever you are watching this reading, that's when it's for. So don't pay too much attention to when I've published this video, unless you're of course watching it literally as I've posted the video. But if you're watching this in the future, it can still apply because it's timeless. Alright, so let's begin and see what's coming through for the next 48 hours. Star card. I feel like you're going to have some form of a clear out. You might decide to organise some things around your home. You might decide to have like a clear out, even something so simple like a fridge. You might think to yourself, oh, there's some really old things in there. I need to sort of clear things out. I need to make space for the new. This could apply on so many levels. This can also be to do with your thoughts and your emotions, and thinking to yourself like, all right, I just need to get my thoughts together. There are things that are just really in my mind constantly that I really just want to be able to release. So I see here this big energy of a clear out, just wanting to clean your energy space. Now this can be physically, mentally, spiritually, but I just see here this strong energy of wanting to clear and let everything have its own space, and that also includes within yourself. So during the next 48 hours you can also feel quite confused, and you may feel like, okay, I just need to clear out my space, I need to let everything have its own place, and I just want everything to be neat and organised, and that can also again be within yourself as well. So whether you decide to clean out, even your living space, and you decide to just literally clean, like physically clean, or whether you decide to sort of spice things up and put in new things in your place, that can also be something that I'm seeing. You might decide to clear out your clothing, you might decide to clear out dust and things that have just been like built up. You might even go in the attic, and this also is quite interesting because the other thing I'm seeing is quite a lot of memories flooding back as well. So as you're cleaning or clearing things out, you might find that, oh look, I'm finding this photograph or this picture, or it reminds you of a certain place or a certain thing that happened. You might even go through your phone or your computer and decide to clear out documents and images and try and make some space in that sense as well. So I'm seeing here there's just very strong energy of clearing things out. I remember as well, and it's one of those things where even when you clear out certain documents or photographs, that you come across those photographs and you think, wow, that's such an interesting memory. For those of you that go into the attic and sort of clear things out and you find perhaps albums and things like that, again, it might just, trigger certain memories and things like that. So it's sort of this energy which is bringing so much more, where you do this clearing out energy, but it also triggers some interesting memories. And to be honest, part of this clearing out energy is also to release, and I think that that's also something that's coming through, is that it's like you can get triggered, but it's also about sort of dealing with the release of things as well. Now for some of you that have perhaps been through breakups, or somebody has been really withdrawn towards you, this can also be an opportunity to release some more within your energy, and to also be able to have some form of acknowledgement to what's happened. So that's also coming through quite significantly with the Star card. So big energy of cleaning, releasing, decluttering, perhaps even, I guess it's not really spring cleaning, but there's the energy of spring cleaning, right? Regardless of when you're watching this particular video, it's that kind of an energy of just wanting to also clear out your space, and memories coming back as well, but also wanting to release at the same time. Wow, so that's what I see for the next 48 hours. Star card. And also realising your worth and your value. Because the other thing I see with the Star card is just this beautiful bright star, and this is all about yourself. So remember that you are number one, and that sometimes we do have to do a lot of this to protect our own personal energy and our personal space, which is why I also feel like you're going to do this. It's almost like you're going to realise your value. You may come across certain pictures that remind you of certain people, and you might think to yourself, you know what, I was a really good person during this time, or, I was just, doing my thing. And I feel like you're going to have a lot more like self-respect as well for yourself, interestingly enough. Let's see what else we have coming through. Such an interesting reading. I'm very intrigued. By the way, if any of these messages resonate with you, definitely let me know in the comment section below. Four of Pentacles. King of Swords. I feel like you're going to be doing some research here as well, because the King of Swords is about finding out certain things. So things that you come across in the next 48 hours, you might be really triggered to do much more research on it. This could also be online research. This could be asking certain people about certain things. You may, again, there's some sort of memories here. It's like your memory is going to be jogged in some way, and then you're going to think to yourself, oh, I wonder how this person is doing, or I wonder what they're up to, or I wonder, what I can do about this particular thing in terms of the memory that comes back. So to me, it seems like you're doing some form of research, you want to know more. This is also quite an interesting energy of learning something. So in the next 48 hours, I feel like you're going to learn some interesting things. They can be quite basic and simple things, but I also feel like there is something in the sense of learning some interesting truth. You might also be really, really interested in documentaries. That's something that I'm seeing as well, which actually is quite significant because I feel like there's just that very strong energy coming through of sort of wanting to learn something new and wanting to just dive really deep into something. It's a little bit like, when you kind of watch a documentary, it triggers like thoughts of lots of different things. So you might be really interested in that, or it could also be reading a specific book as well. So I see a lot of that here because King of Swords is a very, very strong energy in terms of research, knowledge, intellect. You might be learning or you might be teaching. It's just one of those things that I'm seeing there. Four of Pentacles, I see here you're getting some rest. I mean, it's quite a typical thing, that can indicate sleep, it can indicate napping, it can indicate you, just taking a bit of rest to, for example, watch or read something, take some time out to have a bit of a clear out. So this is you doing this for yourself and your own personal stability. So that pretty much ties everything together. I feel like that Four of Pentacles ties in both of those energies that we have on both sides together. Interesting. Right, let's go to the next cards and see what's coming through. Page of Swords. Temperance. Okay, interesting vibe. To me, it feels like the Page of Swords is sort of like hiding behind a bush. Okay, so Page of Swords. Interesting. I feel like this is also you surfing the web. You might just... It's interesting because the Page to the King here shows this energy of like just trying to innocently sort of surf the web, and then 2 hours later you just end up, having spent like 2 hours on the internet, and it's like, whoa, I can't believe I spent this much time on it, and it's like you've ended up on the other side of the internet. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that phrase, but it's like you try to just like watch one thing, and then 2 hours later you watched like 20 videos or something like that. So it's one of those things where I feel like in the next 48 hours you may sort of get quite caught up. Now, this doesn't have to just be in regards to, watching things on the internet, but it can also be, again, this energy of, you're just trying to clean something, then you find something else, then you find something else, and then it's been like 5 hours and you realise like, whoa, okay, I've just spent quite a bit of time doing this. So it's like you're trying to just, you have one thing that you're just trying to do, and then it sort of stems from one thing to another, to another, to another. And then by the time you've realised it, you've spent, a ton of time on this particular thing, whether it's cleaning or watching something online or even reading. It's like you lose track of time, which is something that I'm seeing. So I feel like you're going to have some time to do this, and if not, you will make time to do it, because again, I see this is something that you're doing for yourself and not necessarily something that you're doing for the purpose of someone else. Like, you're doing this for you, and so I feel like you're making time and you want to make time, so you will make time regardless. Interesting, because we have got Temperance, and Temperance is that fire energy mixed in with a bit of solitude and a bit of calm and a bit of relax. So I feel like you're going to have a little bit of time to do these things for you, or at least you will make time and you will make it happen. Temperance is this energy of sort of dipping your feet into the water. So again, this is jogging some form of memory, and same kind of messages keep repeating, and to be honest, I feel that they will anyways, where I feel like you're going to discover some things. Again, it could be photographs, it could be something that maybe somebody even tells you, and it sort of jogs your memory, and you then consider it, you might research it, might want to know more about it, and then I see here you just, sort of taking time, you're trying to do something, and then by the time you realise the sun is sort of setting, and you've just done this for the majority of your time. So that's what's coming through. Interestingly enough, for sure, but the Temperance card is also an angel card, so to me this shows that the next 48 hours for you are divinely guided, like it was meant to happen, and it was meant to be that you spend the next 48 hours like this. And so yeah, it's one of those things that I feel is meant to happen, because for a lot of you there's some form of healing, releasing, decluttering, which I also feel is very important in terms of your personal energy and how you want things to perhaps be in order and a little less chaotic from time to time, which again, fascinating stuff. So that's what we've got with Temperance. So let's just move on now to the rest of the spread. Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords, Eight of Wands, Judgment as well. It's interesting because you've got another angel right at the top. And Judgment is also again about those decisions, memories, a lot of memories coming back to you in the next 48 hours. I also feel that in your rest time, so for example, I did mention napping and sleeping, during that time I feel like you may also dream a lot about the things that you found out, because oftentimes what we do in our sort of like physical, actual life can very much so transfer to our dreams and our dream state. So you may find that the things that you've discovered whilst you're, doing these things will also somehow mimic in your dreams. So I wouldn't be surprised about that, because I see here you thinking so much about these things that it can transfer into your dream state, which is also coming through with Judgment and you thinking about everything that you've discovered here. Eight of Wands, very, very interesting. This is that energy of, it's this energy really that is suggesting again, like doing one thing and then it leading to another, to another, to another, to another. Like you have so many different things that you want to do, things that you want to clear out. Again, you're just, having a lot of these ideas, you're having a lot of thoughts. There's a lot that's happening, right? So you're going to have a lot of these ideas and thoughts, and I feel like you're also going to be, thinking about a lot of the things that have happened. Again, a lot of memories coming through. The Queen of Swords still shows, and this is something I mentioned before as well, where you're going to stand your ground. It's almost like you're doing this for yourself, right? You're doing this for yourself, not because of someone else. You want to clear your space. You want to have a good energy. I don't know who said this. Someone very, very famous had said this. A cluttered desk is a cluttered mind. And I feel like that's true to some extent. If you saw my actual desk, I think you would be like, wow, Moonlight, it's a lot. You just don't see it because this portion here of my desk is free of anything else. But then on the sides, I've got a lot of stuff. I always feel like when I clean my desk, it's just really refreshing, and then slowly but surely it builds up, and then I clean it again, go around in this cycle, and I really do feel that that's true to a certain extent. Is that sometimes a lot of clutter, a lot of things, like yes, it's our space, so we can understand where we put things and how we put them, and we can oftentimes remember where things are. But also there's just when it's a lot of stuff, it's like whoa, that's a lot. So I do see here you just want to make your space a little bit more organized for yourself, and that's just the thing that I'm seeing there. So Knight of Wands, again, this is memories, right? These are the things that have happened, these are the things that you have actively done, and I feel like you're going to be having clear out. Now this could also be things like online shopping, inviting new things into your space, inviting things that you're quite excited about, or really wanting as a part of your space to come in. Now for some of you, you may have the incentive of, okay, if I do some clearing out or maybe some donating, then maybe I could get some better things into my space. Maybe there are certain things that you're just not that excited about, or things have broken. This is about replacing them and perhaps finding things that you're much more passionate about to invite into your space, and that's again coming through. So this is about also inviting things into your space, and perhaps even replacing certain things as well. Online shopping, actual shopping, as in like going to a store and shopping. So another thing that I'm seeing there as well. The other thing as well, to do with sort of memories and things, you might actually go online, you might have photographs, memories that remind you of certain places that you also want to visit or that you want to see. So I feel here that you might also sort of have this bucket list, or you might, you know, think to yourself like, wow, I'd really like to go here one day, and things like that. So that again is also indicating some form of travel where you might come across a photograph or, you know, be reading something and you think, oh, you know, that's quite a nice place, maybe for the future. Alright, we have all of your cards. I'm just going to put the deck on the side here. By the way, if anyone is wondering what this deck is called, it's the Smith-Waite Borderless deck, just for those of you, because I know I get so many questions on the tarot cards. Nine of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and we have got here the Knight of Pentacles as well. Got a burst of yellow to end your reading, which is actually quite good. It goes to show that this is not like a terrible, terrible 48 hours. It's filled with memory, it's filled with, you know, intent for your own space and your own well-being and your sort of energy and everything that you have going on around you. It's just a detox kind of energy that I'm seeing here, which can also allow with, you know, better energy progressing forward. This is your energy, this is your space, right? And just having everything aligned and sort of neat and in order, or at least, you know, the way that you feel it's neat and orderly. Because again, you know, not everybody loves things to be, you know, perfect. Some people just, you know, they have a organized clutter. It's, you know, it's a thing. So this is just about your personal space, right? And having it organized to your taste and your liking. And that's what's coming through, you know, just being comfortable in your own space, your own energy. We've also got here the and this is also sort of a very theatrical energy as well. So again, you may watch certain documentaries or get really intrigued by certain books and certain things that you may see online as well. You know, perhaps surfing the web. You might watch a tarot reading and then 5 seconds later, or 2 hours later, should I say, you've watched about 10, right? It's one of those things, like you might just get really caught up in it, like you know, go into it quite innocently, and then after some time you realise like, whoa, I've just ended up doing quite a lot more of it than I had intended to do so when I started. So that's the kind of energy and the vibe that I am seeing. But it seems to me like you're finding a lot of things here. So you're finding memories, you're finding perhaps even interesting souvenirs or things like that as well. There's something here that's really grounding and very memory filled. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group number one. This is your reading for your next 48 hours, which is a truly must watch reading. So let me know if you found any interesting messages in this particular reading that resonate with you. Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention items, which are also on Etsy as well. And do take care. Alright, and now I'm going to move on to group number two. Alright, so group number two, this is your reading for the next 48 hours. Let's see what's coming through and see what's going on. This is a timeless reading, so from whenever you are watching this, it's you know, the reading for you, regardless of whenever I've posted this, because this is timeless, so from whenever you have clicked on it. Alright, so let's begin. See what's coming through for the next 48 hours. Three of Swords as your first card. Oh, okay. It's always interesting. I always feel like, you know, cards sometimes they just, you know, have to be read with one another. Sometimes what happens is a card will come out and I will automatically feel the energy of it, but here I really wanted to get the rest of the cards to sort of, you know, see what's going on. So here we've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. It's quite fascinating to me personally to see the fact that you've got this card which is about discomfort and pain, to then having the Ace of Pentacles. Now, this is a card of discomfort, so you may find that maybe your hand hurts or your shoulder hurts or something in your body might just hurt. I don't see this as something being quite serious. I just, want to mention that. And then I see you feeling better, recovering from it. So it's a sort of like a 48-hour thing. And it happens, sometimes your leg might hurt. Sometimes, your teeth might hurt. This is something that I do feel is, with time it goes down. Of course, if you have like really severe pain, make sure you visit a doctor. You make sure you take the precautions that are necessary for those kinds of things. This is something that I see as something that is just, a little bit of pain here and there that is not, extreme. So I just want to mention that because you have got the Ace of Pentacles here and you have got the Three of Swords. So this is temporary, and then it sort of just gets better by itself with time. So that's very, very interesting. But of course, you want to go see a medical professional and seek medical help if, it's really bad. That is something, I have to mention just as a disclaimer. So yeah, you might experience some discomfort in that sense, but it's nothing necessarily to be worried about. I also don't feel that everyone's going to be facing this, so it's just something to mention. The other thing that I'm seeing, if it's not physical pain, like I mentioned, it could also be just something that maybe you've been upset about or some kind of memory that's come into your mind. Maybe you're going through a situation with someone or a friendship or a family member. There could be arguments or something like that that just really takes up your energy space and your mind. I just want you to know that that situation to me here seems like it's something that with time it will get resolved, and it's something I don't necessarily feel is worth sort of stressing your whole energy field with, if that makes sense. We're of course all entitled to feel what we feel. I think that's of course very, very important, but I do feel that there's something you're really, really worried, stressed or in pain about, which is with time going to heal and get better. So that's the Ace of Pentacles. I know when some of you saw that Three of Swords, you might have just been like, no, not going to click on, I don't want to listen to this video, I'm not going to, I'm going to click on something else. But for those of you that stayed, it is a beautiful blessing. That's something I'm seeing. I mean, look, you've got the Ten of Pentacles, right? So it shows here that whatever you're really worrying about, it's going to get resolved. It may not 100% get resolved in the next 48 hours, but I do see that after some time, because you have got the Ten of Pentacles, which shows that it can take a little bit more time than what we see here with the Ace, but with time it will get resolved. So that's what I'm seeing. Minor things will get resolved very, very quickly, but there are some other issues that can take a little bit more time. So it's just something to mention, whether it's sort of more emotional, mental, or even physical pain. There is some kind of discomfort here that I'm really picking up on, which with time will get much, much better. So good news indeed that we are seeing here. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I keep seeing this energy of the garden. Like, is it that you could be going on a walk? You might go to a park. You might decide to take a walk in nature or to connect with Mother Nature. You might do some gardening. There's that kind of energy that's coming through. Personally, if you're feeling discomfort, I would 100% recommend taking a walk, sitting in nature. Those things can be amazing because when you connect to nature, you're connecting to Mother Earth, you're connecting to the universe, and you're also aligning to your heart chakra, because the heart chakra is green, and when we think of nature, it's predominantly green. So I think that can be so amazing and really, really quite fulfilling, because here you've got so much green in these cards, and you've got this heart which is red, and you've got it stabbed with these swords, and then you've got the red inside the pentacle, and this also symbolizes healing, which I think is really, really spectacular. So if you can, definitely I would recommend taking a walk, going to the park, or going somewhere that just makes you feel a part of nature. I think that can be absolutely incredible to just really boost the heart chakra as well, especially if you've been feeling pain or discomfort in a physical, mental, spiritual or emotional way. Of course, if you're feeling physical pain, then take caution according to what you are doing. But for example, if you do have a garden, I know not everyone has a garden, just sitting out there in nature as well, sitting on something can really, really help. But of course, you must do this according to your situation, because this is a general reading, not a private reading, and of course everyone's sort of going through their own different things. So I think that's quite important for me to mention again, a disclaimer. Also, just note that if you're feeling this pain, this too will pass, right? This too shall pass. So it's just something to note, is that this is not bad. I mean, when you've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, it's the universe trying to show you that things are going to get better, right? It shows that this pain, this, you know, whatever you're feeling and suffering with in terms of this is going to get better. So actually, it's a really good, solid reading. That's why I feel that if you have still stuck around for this reading, I really do commend you, because you know, it's a really, really strong thing. And also, let me know if you have stuck around for the duration of this reading as well. I really, really would love to know. If anything else wants to come out, that would be amazing. These cards are taking a while. See? Look at this, the Fool. We've got the Fool, we've got the Two of Cups here as well. I've got this card as well that's trying to come out. Page of Swords. I feel like there's an energy here of being quite interested in things online. Now, you are watching a tarot reading, which I think is also quite significant. And to me, this shows here that you may be really interested in sort of learning more about tarot or watching lots of tarot readings. So you might decide to sort of binge watch or surf a bunch of tarot readings, you know, keep yourself entertained with different things in regards to spirituality or tarot or, you know, things that surround that. So that's what the Page of Swords here is showing, is that you might surf the internet or the web. You might even get, you know, for example, some kind of message from friends, family members, or a lover, someone that's going to check up on you and ask, like, oh, you know, what are you doing? How are you? So I see here some messages from people around you, interestingly enough as well. So that's nice. And also the Fool here shows that, you know, regardless of what you're feeling here, I feel like you're just going to be quite uplifted and quite optimistic, and such a really, really nice energy. So you may feel a lot of this discomfort, but I also feel like maybe somewhere deep down this reading also might make you just feel quite optimistic as well. And then the Fool here really does show this surfing, you know, surfing the web kind of energy, thinking about, you know, your future plans, thinking about things that you want to do, thinking about places you want to go, plans that you want to make, perhaps with friends, family members, things like that. I feel like you're going to be quite uplifted and optimistic. Again, I'm seeing that energy with the Ten of Pentacles, which is showing friends and family members. And it's showing you perhaps, you know, really thinking about them, communicating with them as well, and making plans in your mind or physically making plans with them as well, which I think is also quite beautiful. So there's that energy coming through there as well. Hierophant, again, a very strong family energy. Oh, yes, look at this, right? High Priestess. Again, strong, strong energy. You've got here counterparts again. So we've got the Two of Cups, and you've got the Hierophant and the High Priestess and the Ten of Pentacles. So to me, this really does show this sense of having, you know, through discomfort, there is also comfort, which is coming through. So I just want you to know that whatever you're facing here, it is going to very much so get better with time, right? So again, see that energy of sitting in nature, absorbing nature can be absolutely amazing. It can also bring lots of interesting ideas your way. It can make you feel a little bit more healed, connecting to your heart chakra. Also, wearing green can really help as well. You see that here, right? This person here is wearing a little bit of green. That can definitely help. So yeah, it's just something that I think can be really great, especially wearing green over your heart, like wherever your heart is, of course. Wearing green over it can also really be very, very, like it can really boost your heart chakra too. So, you know, whether it's a dress or a shirt, or, you know, whether you're male or female, you know, whatever your preference is in regards to clothing, wearing something green can help. What else? You might be wearing green. That's the other thing, right? Because this is about the next 48 hours. So you might be wearing green. Could be anywhere, you know, that you're wearing green. But I feel like you're going to be wearing green over the next 48 hours. What else? Now, this could be anything, right? This could be a bracelet or socks, or perhaps even underwear, or anything in terms of clothing. Maybe you have a green wallet or bag or something like that. I see a lot of green here. It's quite an interesting colour because I don't see people wear green that often, but to me that's like quite specific. So that's what I'm seeing here. Also, the Fool is wearing quite a bit of green too. Got the Nine of Cups here. Right, so I feel like you're going to be thinking quite a lot over the next 48 hours. There's a lot of thinking. This here also shows your emotions, so I feel like you're going to be connecting with your emotions quite a lot over the next 48 hours. You're also going to try and find as much stability as possible, and I feel like friends and family members can help. So if you are feeling like, oh, I don't like what I'm going through, reach out to them, or things like that. They can really be quite supportive as well, I feel. So that's something that's coming through. And yeah, so Nine of Cups, yeah, definitely connecting a lot to your emotions. Even the Four of Cups here shows that as well, just taking a bit of rest time to sort of just disconnect, because you've got this cup here that's sort of being reached out, so that can also be other people trying to reach out to you, or your thoughts. Just taking a little bit of time to disconnect, not completely ignoring them, but taking time to disconnect can be really, really great for you. It's like a detoxing energy. It's not bad. And then once you're done sort of being in your own little energy, then you can choose what you want to do with the other people around. Oh, sorry. Super, super loud. These cards sometimes are very, very loud to shuffle. Some of them have a bit more of a softer shuffle. It really depends on the card stock. Alright, so here we go. We've got the Devil, and the Ten of Wands. Alright, so I do feel that over the course of the next 48 hours, you might be feeling like doing some procrastination, right? You might put off certain things. You might think to yourself, no, I don't want to do those chores. No, I don't really want to do this. Especially for those of you that are feeling a little bit more sort of like pain, whether that is, again, physical pain. You might think to yourself, no, I just, I really can't do that. Instead, I'm just going to like sit outside for a while. Or you might decide like, oh, I'm going to sit indoors and sort of watch things online or catch up with friends and family members. So I feel like you might put off some chores or things that you actually have to do, especially perhaps in regards to career, or for those of you in education, things to do with education. You might put those off for a little bit, and you might think to yourself, I just need to sit and do this for now. So the Ten of Wands here shows things perhaps also building up, the things that you perhaps need to do. But I feel like it's actually quite healthy to take a bit of time out for yourself. So I feel like the next 48 hours are really going to test you in that sense as well, because I feel like you have quite a few things piled up that you may have to do. But at the same time, you may feel like, oh no, I don't want to do this. So it's a balance. It's about finding that balance, and I think that's very important, especially when you have the Devil, because the Devil is ruled by Capricorn. It's that earth energy. I always wonder in my mind why the Devil is ruled by Capricorn and why the Devil is not ruled by Saturn. I always ask this in my mind, because to me, every time I think of the Devil card, I don't know why, I think of Saturn. I know that Saturn sort of has a tie to this card as well, which is also quite fascinating. But anyways, let's just, forget that I'm going into all of that. But the thing about Saturn here is also about making sure that you are not tying yourself up to things constantly, and that you are making sure that you're taking time to rest and to break the chain, and to not always just, do things because you sort of feel like you are just having to do. Make sure you do take rest and time for yourself. Otherwise, what can happen is that it can build up a lot of negative and toxic thoughts, and it can just make you feel like, oh, I'm always doing this, and I'm always doing that, and I'm always doing this, and it can just make you feel like you're just going round and round and round and round. And the other thing as well is that during this quiet time, you may also realize people that are really there for you, right? So you may start to recognize toxic relationships, toxic bonds, toxic friendships, people that are just not there for you or not nice to you. You may start to realize like, wow, why do I bother with these people? I feel like you're going to be recognizing your self-worth a lot, and I feel like this is going to also strengthen your mind a lot as well. Like the next 48 hours seem to be full of so much. Like I feel like you're going to be thinking a lot, you're going to be wondering and pondering a lot, you're going to want to take time for yourself. I feel like you may also feel a little bit lazy, which, to be honest, look, I'm going to say this, it's not bad to want a bit of time for yourself. It's not bad to sometimes feel lazy. Obviously, if that's something that you tend to do a lot of the times, then, you know, that's something to evaluate and review. But for the most part, I see that you're someone that is quite hardworking. So it just seems to me like you do need a bit of rest time. And I feel like this as well, this Three of Swords is telling you to slow down and to just take some time for yourself and to rest and to make sure that, you know, you take that time for you. It's like the universe is telling you, hey, look, we're bringing in this so that you can rest, you know, whether it's physical, emotional, or sort of like more of a mental sort of discomfort or pain that I'm seeing that you can experience. So it's just letting you know, and it's making you also think, like, who's there for you whilst you feel this? That's really important to ask ourselves, to realise, like, okay, well, you know, if we're always doing things for other people, like, are those people going to come to us when we genuinely want those people to be there? I think that's quite important for us to also acknowledge as well, and not in a, you know, like a super sad, like, oh, you know, kind of way. I mean, it can make you feel super sad, but it's something that I think is quite important to think about in regards to our self-value, self-worth, self-esteem, self-love. So that's what I'm seeing. All right, so this is your next 48 hours. Like I said, it's not terrible. I know that nobody wants to feel the Three of Swords, but I just want to say that I see recovery from this, right? Which is good news. Very, very good news indeed. And it's interesting actually because on one hand, I also have recently had a surgery on my shoulder, and I'm also recovering from it. So it's kind of interesting in that sense as well. But yeah. Anyways, less about me and also more about you. Let me know what you think about this reading in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel. If there's a message in this that really resonates with you, you know, straight away as well, please do let me know. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, intention, bracelets, crystals, items which are in my Etsy shop. The link will be in the description box below. Definitely take care, stay safe, and I will see you very, very soon. And yeah, take care, take care. All right, so now we go to question number 3. Ow. Ow, I just literally hit my elbow on the side. Group number 3, this is your reading for your next 48 hours. I am very, very intrigued, and let's see what's coming through and what messages I can give to you as well. So we're using this absolutely stunning deck. This is the Embroidered Forest Tarot deck, and yeah, so let's begin. So your next 48 hours. Now this is of course from whenever you have chosen to click on this video. That's when it counts. So this is a timeless reading. It doesn't mean, you know, from the date that I've posted this video. It's when you have come to the video and you want to watch the video. So I'm going to do a 12 card spread and we'll see what the next 48 hours are bringing to you. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Came out very, very quickly. Okay, so let's see. Got the Fool. The Fool hiding behind. There we go. If I just show you like that. Okay, so you've got the Fool. We've got here the Chariot. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Magician. We have Strength. We've got the Two of Pentacles. Three of Wands, the Hermit. Okay, so I'm going to pull the other 4 cards, but let's talk about these cards first. So with the Hermit, you may really overthink a lot over the next 48 hours. You might be thinking about things that you want to do. You might be thinking about things that you're waiting on in regards to certain answers. So I feel like you're waiting for something, or you're waiting for someone to get back to you on something. So you may really be overthinking it a lot. This could be opportunities. This could be someone you're involved with. This could be something that you're trying to gauge a better understanding of. So there's something that you're waiting for, and so you may be really overthinking things. Like you might think to yourself like, oh, I wonder what this person's going to think, I wonder what this person's going to say, I wonder what this person thinks about this or means about this, or if I'm going to get accepted, like things like that I'm really seeing here. So you may feel at times quite sort of isolated, and I feel like actually you're going to be isolated when you just take time for yourself. And that's when I feel like you're really going to be thinking about this sort of in your own space. That's what I mean. I think that's what I mean more of, rather than completely isolated. I mean, for some of you, you may feel isolated, especially if you think about this in your own energy and you're kind of like, or you feel like you don't have anyone else to really talk this through with. So I see here the Hermit, especially when you're in your own energy, you're by yourself. I feel like your mind just goes into overdrive, and then you're going to be thinking quite a lot about everything that's going on. See, the Three of Wands here is quite interesting as well, because the Three of Wands showcases this energy of waiting, right? Waiting, wondering, trying to make some choices, some options that are presented in front of you, or maybe even thinking like, okay, which path should I be taking? So I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of thinking, a lot of contemplating, a lot of wondering, a lot of pondering as well. That's very, very interesting. You may even do quite a bit of research, trying to find out what the right thing is for you. You might even look at other people's experiences with certain things. I feel like that's quite interesting. Now, for those of you that are sort of more sort of stuck in regards to love, and you're thinking about love quite a lot, you might even go on, for example, YouTube or just the internet in general, and you might be trying to find answers from certain people that could help you with that, whether it's sort of like relationship coaches or tarot readings. I wouldn't be surprised. So I feel like you're going to be sort of weighing up and considering all your options, and trying to also do some research in regards to it as well, to see what the best option and the best choice is for you. So that is what we have there. Then we have got here the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like, again, you're going to be really weighing up your options and your choices. You're going to think, okay, is this the right thing for me? Is it not? Is this the right thing? Maybe not. Actually, you know what, maybe it might be. So you might be going back and forth in your mind quite a bit. And one thing that I'm really personally seeing you, since I'm already seeing you do this in the next 48 hours, is meditation. Meditation can really help, because if you're already in your own energy and you're thinking a lot about this, it can make you feel quite, again, isolated. It can make you feel like, oh my gosh, this is quite overwhelming. And so if you're already in your own energy, what you can do is close your eyes, take a nice big deep breath in, make sure you're sitting in a nice, comfortable and quiet place, and then you can start to meditate. There's also amazing guided meditation tutorials on YouTube as well that you can follow, or even just generally online. Those could definitely help in regards to things that you are wanting to clear in terms of your mind. So I think that can be really, really great. That can definitely help you, and it can also make you feel much more clear, so that it can give you this sort of perspective of, okay, I feel a bit more clear. Maybe I can make some more clear decisions, or maybe you can start to see which path or decision is really the right thing for you, or it can clear your mind, especially if you're waiting for an answer. So meditation can be absolutely incredible, and I feel like that's an amazing, amazing thing, because you're going to be weighing up a lot here. And then you've got here the Strength card. So to me, this again really shows that you do have strength, and above anything else, I don't see you giving up, which is a really, really great thing. You're going to have a lot of strength. I feel like as well, there's something in regards to sort of doing things that could be really quite impressive that are coming through. Like you might realize that you have more strength than you realize, if that makes sense. Like just the other day, I lifted this box, and I genuinely didn't think that I could lift that particular box, and I lifted it, and I was like, wow, like I'm really impressed by myself. Like I didn't realize I could do that. So things like that, like you might realize that you have more strength than you have figured out this entire time. Now that's not just physically, it's also mentally and emotionally. You might think to yourself like, wow, I've been mentally so strong for such a long time. I need to give myself more credit. I'm such a strong person. I feel like you're going to realize that you have so much strength, and it's something that's going to come to you over the next 48 hours. I feel like you might also be doing so much thinking to the point where you might think about memories and certain experiences and things that you have had to live through or go through, and you'll realize like, wow, I'm such a strong person for having to deal with that whole situation, because it clearly was not perhaps, you know, the best, or the way in which you handled it. So I feel like you're going to give yourself a heck of a lot more credit, which I think is going to be very, very progressive, and I think you're going to surprise yourself. I really do. That's one thing that's really coming through, is you're going to realize that you just have so much more strength than you initially thought, which I also think is just absolutely incredible. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Strength is also about taming your fears, especially if you're fearful in regards to this and, you know, what you're thinking about. I do feel, again, meditation can help, and I do feel that you're going to realise, like, wow, you know, I'm really quite strong. I don't think I should be worrying. So that's this row that is really explaining that quite significantly. Now, we'll start. It's funny because I started with the middle row. Now we're going to go to the first row. And interestingly enough, you've got the Fool and you've got the Magician. Now, Fool is 0 in tarot, but it's the first card. And then the second card in tarot is the Magician, even though that's number 1. Regardless of that, what I do see here is just a beautiful sense of progression. You know, again, I feel like you might be thinking a lot, but then you're going to realise, like, hey, you know, I'm really strong. I've got this. And then here with the Fool is this energy, like, you might feel really spontaneous, all right? Over the next 48 hours, because you might feel a little bit stressed out and you may feel a little bit all over the place, you might think to yourself, oh, I might buy myself this, or oh, I might just, you know, go online and order this, or oh, I might pop to the shops and you see something and you just feel like, oh, I'm just going to buy that for myself. Or you might treat yourself, you know, so for example, you might buy yourself something that you really love to eat. So I feel like you're going to be quite spontaneous over this period of time, and the Fool literally shows that, because the Fool is ruled by Uranus. So I feel like you might treat yourself, you might buy yourself something, maybe do some online shopping. I'm just saying, I'm seeing that kind of energy where you might, you know, buy certain things or do certain things quite spontaneously. You might decide, like, oh, I really want to go here, so then you do that, or I really want to go there, and then you do that. So it's just something that is coming through, and there's this spontaneous energy that I'm really picking up on, and it can also be to do with the fact that, you know, you're really thinking about things a lot, so then you want this sort of escape to do something for yourself, which I also think is quite healthy, right? So it's no bad thing to do something or eat something that you really like. You know, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think actually it's well deserved, to be honest, to have, you know, something that makes you feel that way. But again, you know, spontaneous can sometimes also go the opposite way. So what I would say is, you know, this might be just really handy for some of you to hear, is that sometimes once we've bought some things and then it arrives after a little while, we might think to ourselves, oops, I really shouldn't have bought that, you know, I was just feeling quite spendy, and then, oh, I accidentally, you know, just bought a few more things than I, you know, should have technically bought. So it's just something to keep in mind, is that, you know, you might later think like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but it's one of those things. For some of you, you may feel guilty. For others of you, you might feel like, no, actually, you know, I really did that to treat myself, and to give myself that. So it's just, you know, perfectly on preference. That's what I'm seeing, but I just thought I'd mention it since it's what I'm seeing. And then you've got the Chariot. So the Chariot is beautiful. Chariot is ruled by Cancer. Again, it's about connecting to your emotions. So you will be quite heightened emotionally during the next 48 hours. You might be thinking a lot, as we've already mentioned 700 times. I know. But the Chariot here is also about that forward progression, that forward movement, thinking about your future, making plans, or at least in your mind thinking to yourself like, oh yeah, I'd love to go here, I'd love to do this, I'd love to do that. Even whilst with this full energy over the next 48 hours, you might physically decide to, you know, do certain things or go to certain places in a very spontaneous manner, or of course buy certain things in a spontaneous manner. But I also feel with the Chariot, this is about thinking more so long term. You might think to yourself like, yeah, I really want to go here, I'm going to add that to my bucket list, or I'm going to, you know, put it onto my vision board, or in my mind, going to just keep it in my mind. So that's what I'm seeing. So this is more so also in regards to travel and goals and dreams. I feel like you're going to be thinking a lot about plans and things that you want to do in the future in regards to those particular things. So that's what I'm seeing there. Now you've got the Knight of Wands, which is also about creativity. So you may decide to put something together. You might decide to go on, you know, online and think to yourself like, oh, you know, I'd really like to make this, I'd like to do that. Perhaps this can also be some DIY. It's quite interesting. I see you making or doing something at least. This can also be trying out a new recipe. It could also be, you know, doing something quite simple in the sense of making perhaps a vision board and going on Pinterest and pinning certain things, or maybe thinking about, you know, future events and pinning things on Pinterest, because my gosh, you can literally pin anything on Pinterest. Thinking about, you know, whatever it is. But that's what I'm seeing, is that you might really feel quite creative in terms of making certain things, and so that's quite broad in its spectrum. But because this is a general reading, it can resonate with people on so many levels. That's the crazy thing, and also the amazing thing as well. See, the Magician here shows you actively doing something. So the Magician shows you sort of bish bash bosh, putting things together, not in a bad way, but it's just one of those phrases, I feel as well, that I don't know if that's like an international phrase necessarily. I've heard like some people who are American say that on certain shows as well, but it's something that is often used in the UK from time to time. But basically it's just about, you know, putting things together and just yeah, again, it can be quite spontaneous. You might feel like you just suddenly want to make something or put something together or cook something, and you're just, you know, trying to make it happen, because the Magician is about having those tools on the table and then trying to use your wand, trying to use yourself and your power, your energy to sort of, you know, make something happen. So I feel like this is that energy of you trying to perhaps do something, like maybe a project, and just try and make something that's coming through. Again, it can be quite creative. It could also be food. It could be anything. That's the crazy thing. Magician is also about manifesting. So I feel like, again, you're really going to come back to that element of like, yeah, you know what, I've got this. I can do the things that I want to do, and I don't need to feel guilty about certain things, because I feel like you're going to justify yourself. And also, you don't need to justify yourself to others as well, especially if that's something you worry about quite often. Remember, this is your life, and as long as you're not hurting anyone else, you know, you don't need to always justify yourself, because you're also living your own life as well. And I see you as a good person. That's the other thing. Okay, here we go. We've got the Knight of Cups. Gosh, I love these cards so much because they are actually embroideries which are put into, I believe, a digital format. It's so unique, it's so different. It's got this beautiful foiling, which is why I often turn the cards like this, so I can actually see what's written, because sometimes it's a little bit difficult, but they are beautiful, beautiful cards. And then here we've got the Four of Swords, the bumblebee. And we've got the King of Pentacles. I feel like you might go outside as well. I know that's such a generic thing to say, but there is this outdoors energy that's coming through, Knight of Pentacles as well. So you might go to a park, you might go outside for a walk, you might decide to run some errands, go perhaps you know, shopping, things like that. It is coming through in the next 48 hours. It's interesting because the Knight of Cups here shows you as well, very much so, trying to do things for you, trying to get things together for yourself. This is also you doing it for you, right? Knight of Cups, it's also to do with sort of opportunities as well, which I think that you're really, really going to want to manifest. So I feel like you're really going to try and just manifest opportunities over the next 48 hours, or at least think a lot in regards to things that you want to make happen or things that you want to come to you, because these are the things coming to you, right? So that's what I feel here, especially with the Magician. Magician is all about manifesting and the law of attraction. So I feel like you're really going to want this to happen, which is why you're overthinking it a lot, because you're so passionate and you really want it to be yours. Then we've also got here the Four of Swords. Now this is about resting. So the good news is I do see you getting some sleep. I see you resting, and I see you at least trying, right, to get some sleep and some rest. You may even take a nap. So the good news is I do see some rest here, which again is very, very positive, considering there's quite a lot of overthinking, but I see you resting. So that's good. Then we've also got, of course, as I mentioned, the King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles here is quite significant, because this also shows here the sense of, again, you know, wanting these opportunities. I feel like you're going to really, you're really going to want to have progression. You're going to think about progression. You're going to be thinking about your future, different things that you want to achieve in your future, your goals, your dreams, things that you want to come towards you, how you can do that, when you can do that. you know, the timing of things. Like, you're really going to think about it. That combined with the Chariot, you're going to be thinking about, you know, the things that you want to achieve and the ways in which you want to do that. Then you've also got the Knight of, sorry, did I just say the wrong thing? Sorry, you've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is this one, King of Pentacles, which is this one. They're both there in the spread, but that's what I meant. It's quite hard to read these particular cards, which is why the mistake has happened. But regardless, you've got the Knight of Pentacles, right, which really shows, again, those opportunities, and you thinking about the opportunities and trying to manifest them. And then the King of Pentacles here is you justifying this to yourself and saying, you know what, I am strong. You know, I have been through so much, and I feel like you may also have certain memories that come back to you, especially with a lot of overthinking. And then you'll think to yourself, like, wow, if I went through this, I can get through this, and I feel like you're going to just have this really strong mindset in regards to the things that you can achieve. And I feel like mentally as well, with a bit of law of attraction, some meditation, your mindset will be quite strong in that sense, especially for yourself, because I feel like you're going to really take on board everything that you feel, but in a really strong way, especially for your path as well. So I feel like you're going to have that really strong energy. So it's a work in progress. The next 48 hours are truly a work in progress, but I am seeing quite a bit of nature here as well, which is coming through. So you might spend some time in nature. Perhaps you do some gardening, you go in the park, you go outside just, you know, to soak up a bit of sunshine. That kind of energy is definitely coming through. Or just, you know, running errands or just stepping outside. It's one of those things. So this is your reading. Now, if this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do like this video as well if it resonates. Did I already mention that? I think I did, didn't I? Yeah, and do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention bracelets, items and crystals which are on Etsy. Link will be in the description box below, and definitely do take care of yourself as well.